It is so hot right here. I dressed up for you guys. You want to see? Like, I'm all the way back here right now. But the shirt, I got this shirt from Shein. And everything else, I got it's like a 3X, and it's like a cami, but like it has like attached, obviously like attached sleeves on the sides, because right now it's like it's warm. It's like a warm fall. Like it like started to heat back up, so it's kind of like in between like cool, and I was like, I don't feel comfortable wearing like long sleeves, but I also don't feel comfortable wearing like short sleeves. So this is like kind of an in between. And then the pants. The pants are these are actually from Woman Within. These are a size 26 because I'm size 26. Or actually when I bought them I was a size 24, but now I'm a size 26. So they just fit. And like they're brown pants. And obviously the cakes are caking. So yes, it is so hot. If I'm gonna be sitting here, I'm gonna have to fan myself. I do have like an actual fan, but it's so loud. It would just kind of throw off the vibe. So if you're here from the previous video, this is part 2, or really just like the sequel to the previous video. And if you want to know what happened at the party, I guess you can already know by the title. I tried Molly for the first time. And honestly, like, it's not even like anything crazy. I just want to talk about my experience with it as like a first timer for anybody else who is a first timer. Now, I will preface by saying it's not my first time trying psychedelics. Well, I'm not like deep into it, but just like I have tried mushrooms a number of times before. I've been familiar with them for like a couple of years. Even though Molly is like different, that's just like my prerequisites before I tried Molly. So that's something I do regularly. Not something I do necessarily like for fun, even though I think psychedelics are fun and they can be like super enjoyable. I'm actually more of like a for purpose user. Like I personally, and if like you do what you do, like you have fun the way you have fun, like I wouldn't say that I wouldn't do them to have fun, but like not every time am I doing them am I trying to have fun. I just feel like psychedelics really take you like literally on a trip. Like it is such a journey going through that, and I think that personally I just wouldn't want to be doing that like frequently, like every single week. That's like a lot on my brain. I think it's just for me kind of like they help me redirect. And I guess maybe I should start with like my previous dealings with psychedelics in itself before I really get into Molly. Doing mushrooms a few years ago, like the first time I did do it, it was kind of like for fun, but I actually had like intentions behind it as well. Me and my friend, we always research everything new that we wanted to try. We researched it, and like we already knew going in that like you need to have like a very positive environment. You need to be around people that you trust, and you need to be ready because things that you might have in your head, like that you kind of like either suppress or like you try not to think about, they may come up. Not to say that they will, but they may come up. And so we kind of knew that going in. And so that experience was like really cool. If you guys want, you can let me know in the comments and I can talk about my first time on mushrooms. But that is just like, you know, I've been doing it for a while, and I know that like with anything that I do, like I'm gonna research that. So research wise, I did research Molly during the early times that I started doing mushrooms and stuff like that. But we researched a lot of the stuff that we were thinking about doing. MDMA, aka Molly, was one of them. And like a few years ago, like I don't think I would have tried Molly just because I was at a time in my life where like I wasn't good with like the negative emotions that I was feeling. Like, you know, I was like more so depressed a lot more, or it's more so like I didn't know how to handle that depression. So And so with MDMA, like when we researched it, we like it gives you like this amazing like happiness feeling because it takes all like the serotonin. Yeah, I think that's the word. If not, I'll correct it. But I think it's serotonin. It takes like all of your natural serotonin and I guess brings it to the forefront. And it's just like you're basically high off of your own supply. And then it's like that for like, I don't know, like 6-7 hours or something like that. And then like, you know, you come down and then, but your serotonin is like depleted. So then like you're kind of like running off of a little to none. And it's like a hard come down. If you're not like into that, then I wouldn't recommend doing it if you're not ready to handle it. I wasn't ready to handle it. So that's why I didn't do it at the time. But when I went to Colorado, I was presented with the opportunity at that party to try Molly, and I thought about it and I was nervous, and I remember, you know, that nervousness, but then it was just like, you know, I feel like I'm at a place in my life where I feel like I would like to have this experience, and I'm willing to, and I feel like I'm able to handle that come down. I was informed by the people who brought the substance that, you know, they also like were really aligned with me and how I felt about psychedelics and stuff like that, and like they really respected the substance and they were serious about it. They let me know that like they made sure that the substance was tested, that they were going to give me like a recommended first timer dose because they wanted me to be safe, and I really respected that, which made me feel safe in the environment that I was in, and also made me feel safe with the people who I was around, because these people, you know, they knew their stuff, they've experienced the stuff, and that's just like, it was just the best case scenario for me to be trying something new. So, you know, they dosed me out. My friend who provided it was like, you know, because you're my girl, you know, the first time is free. And I was like, period. Purred. So yeah, I mean, basically that's what it is. I was just set up, and I just want to reiterate how like I feel like it's important for your environment, and like if you have people around, the people who are around you needs to be positive. And because of all of that, these people, they do guided sessions on these substances. So like these people, like, okay, I trust you. That was good enough for me. They were very nice. They came in like capsules, like pills, and so I popped one. I think, if I can remember the dosage, like how to say it correctly, they started me with 100 and 150. If you know, you know, like a 150. That's what they called it. And I don't know whether it was like milligrams or something like that. I don't remember. But if you know, then you know what I'm talking about. That's what they started me on, with the option to redose later if I wanted to continue to experience what I was experiencing. And so I took it. I had some food on my stomach, you know, I was kind of really more snacking, but I wasn't really hungry, so I was cool. Now, I had been drinking that night, but I knew that by the time I had taken the substance, I was not like pissy drunk or anything like that. So I don't know like how it can affect it, but like I'm pretty sure if they noticed that I was pissy drunk, then they would have given me the rundown on what that would look like. But before I took it, they gave me the rundown again, you know, how it was tested, and made sure I understood like what I was going to be experiencing, and giving me some of like their experiences and like how they feel like it would be helpful to me. Like they usually do, like I said, they do guided sessions, but like I was just going to experience it as is. I usually do like a small little prayer before I do any of my psychedelics, like letting you know, God, spirit, universe, whatever, know that, you know, whatever you have for me, I welcome. You know, whatever is meant for me to see, experience, I welcome. And pretty much so I did that little thing, popped the pill, and all I could do was wait. For me, I didn't have a watch on me or anything like that, so I actually really don't know how long it took. I don't think it took an hour for me to get into it. Maybe like, but it took like a long time, because usually with shrooms, it takes me about 30 minutes before something starts to feel away. But I think it was like 45 minutes to an hour before things started kicking in for me. I could kind of feel it. And for me, like, it was kind of like I felt frustrated. But I think that was like, it was a new something in my body that like my body was not familiar with. Like my body had never done anything like that. So I think like my body was trying to be like resist to be like, what's all this? What's going on? And so I just felt kind of frustrated. I just started like working on like a previous video, finishing up the thumbnail for that or something, and I was just, you know, but all of a sudden like I just wanted to hold on to something, like I just, you know, because I was about to go on a ride, and like I just started like crying a little bit, not because I was upset, just because like I just didn't know what was going on, and like I could not control what was happening at that point. With psychedelics, you have to be able to let go, and I think it was just like me trying to let myself be like, it's okay, like it's okay, you can let go, you can experience it. Oh, the people who were also there, they also were lovely enough to provide like a playlist. Oh my gosh, but it was a really good playlist. Like at first, like she said it was not, I want to say MTV, but like EDM type of music and like stuff like that. And like me, that's not really like my scene. That's not really like my type of music. I mean, I can get into it, but it's not something I would go out of my way to listen to. But for the vibe, it was the vibe. All that music that she played, it was good stuff. It was good. Because she literally said like, even if you don't like EDM, you're gonna like this. And she chose the song order specifically like for rolls, that's what they call it, like rolling. Once you really get into it, like you're feeling woo, and then you dip, and then you woo, and then you dip, you know, and it kind of just like a roller coaster, except it just goes like, you know, you keep going on little waves until you get back to like an equilibrium. So yes, it was really good. But like when I felt it, oh my god, I felt it. Oh my god, I felt it. If you've ever done like mushrooms, you know, like in the beginning, that feel good feeling. Or if you don't experience it, I'm so sorry for you. But like, I know for me in the beginning of mushrooms, there's just like, oh my gosh, everything feels so freaking good. It's just like that, except like you just don't go deeper into your subconscious, you just kind of stay right there, and everything felt so good, and I just felt so happy. Obviously my serotonin was very much peaking, and I was rolling, and I felt good. Like I wanted to stand and kind of dance, but at the same time they told me don't be careful. I was just feeling so good. Me and my friend were really connecting, and oh my gosh, there was this girl there, and I could not stop staring at her because her outfit, I mean, like I noticed this when she came into the party, but like, oh my gosh, she was so pretty. And like she had this outfit on that I don't know if it was on purpose, but like it was just all black and white, different patterns and whatever, but it reminded me of like you know, just the 2014, like not even 2014, like the 2007 through like 2010 up to 2014, but kind of fading off by then, but like 2007 through like 2014 era. I'll insert like a picture of what she reminded me of, but like the scene queen, she was doing it, and it was just like, oh my gosh, I wanted to be that so bad when I was younger. She just looked so beautiful, and I just couldn't, you know, it wasn't even like on some like I want to be intimate with you type of stuff. It was more like I wanted to just be embraced by you. Like I want to like just be in awe, and I wanted to feel that loveliness, and it was just lovely. It was just lovely. Everyone there was lovely. I just like, even if like I had like I was just happy to be there. That's basically it. I was just happy to be there. I was happy to be with these people. I was happy to be in that moment. And so for me, it was like a really good experience. Like I didn't really have anything like to think about, because like I was just experiencing, and like it was just like I was basically, now that I'm thinking about it, I just like, that's how I'm like kind of dancing right now. I'm like getting into it. That's exactly how it felt. Like I was just swaying, and at some point I was doing like this rocking thing, and like it was like the moving back and forth, and kind of just like, oh my gosh, it's like I couldn't help myself. I think about it, because it was such a good experience for me. Like it was and time went by so fast too, even though like it didn't, but it did. Because we started actually pretty late in the evening, pretty much at like midnight is when we started, and before I knew it, it was like 6 in the morning, and it was like, what in the world? I couldn't believe it. 6 in the morning, and we were just all having this time, we're all talking. It was just so good. I think maybe a couple hours in, maybe about 3 hours in, one of the girls who was like, you know, just kind of be more of like a trip sitter rather than like experiencing it with me, like she took some, but she just really wanted to be more like present to like help me through my first time, which was really, really sweet of her. She gave me the option to redose, and I took another like, I guess 50. Yeah, I think I took like, no, yeah, I took like another like half dose, I guess, of what I had, so maybe like 75, I don't really know, but it was just like another 50, 75 or something like that. And to kind of like extend my time, like I want to keep going, she let me know though that like it wasn't going to bring me back like all the way up like where I started, but it was going to keep me going where I was at. So like, let's say like if I had started and I was like all the way up here, and by the time she offered like to redose me, I was more like right here, it was gonna keep me right here just for a longer period of time. And so I think about, no, I'm gonna say about 2 hours in, that's when, like 2.5 hours in, that's when she offered to redose me. And then about like the 4.5 period, she offered to redose me again, and I took the offer, and I was comfortable with that being like my max. Like I wasn't gonna go any further than that, and I was fine with that. I was content with that, which was really good. You know, I wasn't like really desperate like to continue. It's like I understood and I accepted that like this feeling had to end and I had to come back to reality at some point. So I did the max dose. I think I did either 250 to 300 that night. Oh yeah, and it was really nice. It wasn't until about like 7 o'clock where I actually started to get tired, and I kind of fell asleep with my friend, and then like I ended up laying down on the couch, and then I woke up like 2 hours later, but like I was so tired, and I went upstairs to the bedroom and I laid back down. I didn't get up till like 4 in the afternoon, but by then like I really had completely come down, and I woke up and I immediately started crying. And I feel bad because it was just like I had so much happiness, but I knew this was gonna happen, or I knew like something like that was going to happen. I woke up, I was so upset, and it was just like I think because like currently like what I'm going through is just like dealing with feelings of like abandonment, and feeling like trying to teach myself how to be consistent with myself, and how to self-soothe, and how to be there for myself and give myself love. Although I understand that like self-love does not replace like companionship, but all of my insecurities and everything bad that I internally felt about myself was very much exasperated. Everything about myself was like exasperated, and like it's kind of like that panic feeling that like I feel every time where like I think my body will just kind of question like what I'm doing now, and like how I'm trying to make my life better. It seemed like it was just having that moment like on a big scale, like what am I doing? I'm such a loser, like, you know, I'm never gonna be able to do anything that I'm trying to do, whatever have you, like everything's a lie. But like, you know, my friend, she really comforted me, and she was just like, this is normal, the sadness, the post-Molly blues, that's normal, and you know, it's gonna equal out eventually. It exasperates everything bad that you feel about yourself on the inside. And I ended up talking with one of the people who wasn't there, but like who also worked with the other girl to do like guidance sessions, and he kind of also reiterated to me that like what I was feeling, like this deep sense of sadness, was normal, and that in about a week my serotonin levels would return to more or less normal, and that I would be able to like, you know, function normally and not really like think so badly about myself. And how I figured in my mind, and how he also iterated to me, was that the trip is not really like so much in the mind, unless it's like guided, you're specifically trying to do something. But like it's really like the trip is the trip. It's a very present experience. Like you love the moment, you love everything that's going on right then and right now, and you can be super present. And then it's really after, in the reflection period, that you do kind of like the deep thinking. And so that's how I felt, or that's where I am right now. And you know, being that that substance was a very, very, very much present experience, lately I felt like I do want to be more present in my life. Like, I just want to be here in the moment, like how, like right now at this video, it's gonna be like in the future when you watch this for me, but like right now it's just like I just feel like I just want to enjoy each moment that I have. I want to be happy, and not saying that's what I am, but it's just like this is very like aesthetically pleasing to me. My outfit, my hair, the fan in the frame, the way the sun is hitting me, like I'm actually really enjoying making this video. Maybe you aren't, I don't know, but like I'm just happy to be doing this. It makes me want to make things, create things like this in the way that I want to create things, talk about things that I want to talk about, kind of being less worried about like, I don't know, what ifs. It's like, it makes me want to worry about less things. That's how I feel. I don't really mean to compare it to mushrooms too much because like they're different things, but just like, you know, whereas when I take mushrooms, I do it to help me, or I feel like it helps me kind of redirect my focus or redirect my path. And I think, and this might take a couple more times of doing Molly, but like Molly, I feel like I just feel really grateful for everything that I have, and more so so after Molly, like all the negative things I felt about myself were exasperated, and then it's just I have this feeling of everything that I love has been exasperated. You know, it makes me want to feel happy about everything that I do currently have rather than what I am lacking. Like I want to try to push myself to experience that in real time, and that's so very important to me. Like yeah, I don't know what else to say. I mean I do, but it's just like I give you like a million examples of like how, I don't know, I hesitate to say happier. I would say just present, because I feel very much more present, and because I feel more present, I feel like I can really enjoy the presentness of my life right now. It makes me want to just take in every single second that I have while I'm here. So I think that's it. That was my experience on Molly. Disclaimer, I'm probably gonna put this part in the front, but this is a disclaimer and it's also a reiteration of my disclaimer. This is not me telling you to go out and do psychedelics or do whatever. I'm not telling you to go and do that. I'm not promoting that. This is just me telling you my experience on the substance, what I liked and what I didn't like about it. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.